Welcome to episode 42 of the Endless Enjoyment Podcast. I'm your host, Chenzo, and today I'm here with a very, very special guest. He's returning to the pod. He made an appearance on last year's 4th of July episode, but today we have here with me my college roommate, my current roommate, my brother, very talented drummer, Stephen Tyler Rago is in the fucking building.
What is up, guys? Chenzo.
My guy, welcome to the
Pleasure
podcast.
to be back
Yes,
on the pod for my own episode. That's dangerous, man.
Right, yeah. Last time we were a little loose.
A little loose this time. We're going sober.
Yeah.
But last time we had Jeff, Jake, and then the two of us, right?
And Kev.
Kev was on the pod. Yeah, he was like co-host,
we were
right?
all
Yeah,
turned up on there.
that was an episode. Yeah,
That episode's got like 300 views on
Really?
it. I don't know who the hell's watching that, but
his whole frat. But
for real.
yeah, that was already a year and a half ago. I think at this point,
that
right?
far, dude. It
Right.
was a year
Well,
and 3 months.
we're
ago.
getting there. We're getting there.
It's a year and 3 months. It will be close, but
Yeah,
time's been flying. Obviously, that's shit we talk about a lot.
it has. I am a new Nashville resident, and it's good to be down here.
It's good to have you back, brother. Yeah.
Appreciate
So
it.
for context, for everybody, me and Steve lived together. We met at the University of New Haven, had a rep. We both got stuck together pretty much freshman year. We
Day
had
one.
2 triple dorms connected with the common room. I was in one triple dorm, Steve's in another triple dorm. And
Yeah, I was the first one there. I remember because me and my mom always got to be punctual, so we were.
shout out. Isn't her birthday today? Shout out.
It actually is. It is my mom's birthday today.
Happy
Happy birthday, Mom.
birthday.
But so we were the first ones there, bright and early. I remember moving in, bringing all the cubbies and clothes and all that shit. And yeah, I remember hearing like a knock on the door or like the key, jangling. Like, all right, first roommate's coming in. Here comes
Was I
Vinny.
the first one?
You're the first one in there.
This
You're the
man
first
has
one
way
in
better
there.
memory than I do. Yeah.
I remember you came in, you were like, smile from ear to ear, came in with a baseball cap. Hi, I'm Vinny. Like, you were so energetic. You were so hyped to
How
just
quickly that changed.
be at school. No, because I was in there, I think, alone for a little bit. And I forgot if my parents had left already, or, my memory's a little blurry. It's been 6 years, I think, at this point. But I do remember for a fact that you were the first one in there, and you were just like this ball of energy, just like
that
ready
was a
to
whole
start,
different man.
ready to start your college
Still a
career.
boy.
And it's funny. First impressions and how you think someone's gonna be, and then they totally turn out the exact opposite of who you think they are.
Oh,
so.
you think I was a piece of shit?
Well, not necessarily, but I'm like, who's this fucking jock? Like, I don't know, I got major like jock vibes from you.
No way.
And
You would say the same thing.
Vinny is probably one of the most genuine people I've ever met. So
so sweet. Me and him
So-
always say too. Me and you say that like we're so similar but so opposite
different.
at the same
Yeah.
time. Like we're both these skinny Italian dudes that love music.
Old
That's-
souls. We're kind of traditional, I think, in the way of how
For
we
sure.
carry ourselves for the most part. We're pretty I'm pretty reserved and keep to myself a lot, but when it's time to let loose, can
the
let
crusty
loose a
crab look.
of course.
Real ones now. So man, so we've known each other for 6 years now. That was the fall of 2017.
Yeah.
It's now today's October
It's the
23rd.
fall of 23.
Yeah, it's been 6 years since we met, and yeah, you've been one of my best friends in the whole wide world since,
Yeah.
dude.
No, we are the only, out of our friend group, the only consistent roommates.
Yeah, we lived together all 4 years,
All 4
even when we
years.
did a semester in Nashville, which we talked about a lot in the episode of the 4th of July episode that we had you on. So, like, I
Mhm.
really don't want to get, like, too deep into
The past.
all that. More
Yeah.
just, like, since college, like, what you've been up to, which there's a good amount we could talk about, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then whatever else, if others, like, crazy stories come along the way. We don't need to keep it long ever. Obviously, like, Steve can always come back to the pod if he
Of
needs
course,
to.
I live here now, so.
We live in this beautiful house that, I would always say to Steve in college, like, dude, why do we even stress when it always works out?
Yeah, and again, I've told you this before. That's kind of the reason why I got this tattoo. It's like you just have to keep looking ahead. You have to keep pushing forward because you might be dealing with any sort of hardship, and at the end of the day, it really all kind of works out and resolves itself in the end. So,
Better than you can imagine.
Yeah.
So it's like, why even try to think about how? Well, I mean, obviously you should think about things being better, but
yeah. No, I mean, I remember how stressed I was trying to get down here and how much was on my plate to make this all work out. And it's been 2.5 months since I've been down here, and all those stresses that I was worrying about 3-4 months ago, those are out the window. I have new stresses
Yes.
now. You're constantly dealing with different things and worrying about different shit, but at the end of the day, it really all does find a way to work itself out. So
especially when people like me and you, we put an effort to move forward and like make our dreams a reality.
yeah.
And this man, I know you have been working hard since you got down here to like get into the scene and start like doing some shows. You got a show coming up
Yeah, no, absolutely.
this weekend too,
Yeah, and I'll definitely get to that, but no, for sure. Like even like leading up to coming down here, I was trying to hit up the people who I knew who were already down here and kind of weasel my way into the scene a bit and just kind of start making those connections. And again, like the more people you meet, the more connections you make
and opportunities are coming your way, especially when you already are established, talented artists like yourself who've been doing it your whole life pretty much.
Appreciate it. But like for example, Steve from
Steve DeRose, he's been on the pod. Shout out Steve DeRose.
He also went to UNH and he's a year older than us, right? He's in like 10 fucking bands. But am I allowed to curse on the chat?
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, well,
it's the endless fucking enjoyment podcast.
Say
what the fuck we want on this pod.
So, what was I saying?
Steve DeRose being in 10 bands.
He's in 10 bands. So there's one metal band that he's in. Their drummer, I guess he quit, left, whatever the situation was, and they needed a drummer. I think you were the one who actually messaged me saying that his band was looking for a drummer. You should hit him up, and started that conversation going. And pretty much, I want to say 3 to 4 weeks of me being down here, we already started jamming. And I'm officially a new member of the band Lost Soul, and we have a basement show coming up this Saturday. So you know more than me.
This episode will probably not be out by then. But
still, it's October 28th. And it should be a fun time. My first show playing down here, first show with this band, then it should be a cool turnout. So I'm excited for that. And then we actually have another show. Want to say it's at Cafe Coco. Not sure if it's like officially announced yet. It was like a super last minute thing, and it's supposed to be like a Halloween kind of show. So that should be cool. And I think we have some plans to do a couple more in November and December, and kind of figure it out from there.
Keep the ball rolling into the new year. That's good, dude. I'm happy you are already finding your way down here into something like, especially with a genre that you want to play.
Yeah.
You obviously could be like hitting the Broadway scene, which you might still do for a little bit, and like be playing country.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, like obviously, like I have things I'd rather play, or things I think I'm more stylistically suited for. But if I have to hop on a country gig, a pop gig, a rap gig, a rock gig, a metal gig, like I'll find a way to make it work, because at the end of the day, like I want to play, and if that means playing different genres, I'm all for it. I keep an open mind.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Got to keep an open mind. If you're looking for a drummer,
Steven Tyler Rago. This man was born to be a rock star with that name, dude.
It's so funny because my parents aren't even that big Aerosmith fans. It just kind of worked out that way.
Just like the name.
Yeah. Well, Tyler Stevens didn't really have a nice ring to it, so Steven Tyler was the way to go.
Your name was Tyler, dude.
Yeah, no, I've not the biggest fan of that name, but it is what it is.
Badass though when it's Steven Tyler.
Yeah. No, I get it all the time.
So dude, when you brought up the point that I think I did. I saw a post that Steve made with Lost Soul that was like they're looking for a drummer, and that was like literally like maybe a month before he moved down. So I was just like immediately sent that to you and was like, here's an opportunity, dude, with like people we know too. So
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah, and that was, like, I was already trying to kind of plant the seed and try to make some moves so that, like, when I got down here, it wasn't really wasting time. I could kind of just start working for the most part. So that's been really cool. And then through our other roommate, Matt, I met this kid, Nick. And
Shout out Nick Amand, the man.
really cool dude. You should get him on the pod.
Yeah, we should. We've talked.
You
about
could have
it.
a great conversation with
Yeah,
him.
we could talk to that dude for hours. Dude.
Great guy.
He's
But
awesome.
you know, I met him, and he's been in the Nashville scene for a little while. I forget how long he's lived down here, but I know it's been for a decent amount of time. And he's starting to form some sort of Broadway project. That's still in the early works, but that's someone I'm kind of looking forward to, kind of getting my feet wet in and kind of experimenting with that whole side of Nashville, because that's a huge part of the music scene out here too. So we'll see what happens with that.
For sure. And if you can make money doing what you love, even if it's not exactly what you want to play,
Yeah.
it's just gonna help make you a better artist.
And again, it's all networking. You never know who you're gonna meet, who you're gonna see,
who needs someone filled in, or
exactly. And there's always opportunities and
endless
doors waiting to
opportunities
be
out
opened.
here.
So
That's why we had to come to Music City, man. The
Yeah.
opportunities are endless out here. Even me, I've been performing a lot
You have.
recently, and people don't think like, oh, Nashville has a rap community or
yeah.
hip hop community, but there's music for everybody down here. That's why they call it Music City.
You know, it's
Not
a
country
it's
music
a
city.
common misconception that like it's all country. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's someone to say like 70%
Nah,
country.
I'd say it's more like mostly rock, dude. Not,
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I say there's a good amount of country as well, but I think rock is overpowering the country down here, I would say. From what
Interesting
I've
take. You know, I mean, there's
experienced,
definitely a
like,
lot of
they're-
rock.
They're both, I would say.
I mean, they also kind of like intertwine in a way. It's
Yeah.
like, do you consider Leonard Skinner country or classic rock? You know, so it's kind of like a lot of it kind of borders genres and whatever. But yeah, the common misconception that you know it's all country, and you'll find your niche kind of clicks for different types of music anywhere you look. You just have to know where to look.
yeah.
But no, you've been performing a lot, and think it's good. You got to keep getting yourself out there,
You
as
always
we
said
all
that
do.
The best way to be known is to.
You got to play. You got to get in
Yeah.
front of people.
I'd say I've been getting a lot of love from just meeting new people and doing
Yeah.
my thing out there. And I'm an experienced artist. Like I've been doing it for 5+ years now. You've seen the whole growth.
Yeah.
Steve's literally seen me go
From day one, like literally
not
as an
making
artist.
music to like wanting to make it to writing to actually making my first song
Yeah.
and like everything that happened then till now,
Yeah.
which is fucking wild.
No, like it's back to like the performing thing. Like it's funny, but even though with social media and everything's digital, everything's online, and you can post 20 times a day and get all the likes and comments and this and that, but I still feel like the true way to really build a following and building these connections is to just get in front of people, and that's with whatever you're doing. But as far as like being a band, a musician, an artist, a singer, a rapper, whatever, just like performing and playing shows, I think is the way to go.
And like
And you've been doing that, so
and because I love it, dude,
Yeah.
and it's fun. What folk was gonna say, man? Definitely live music is awesome. Oh man, I think. Oh Rago,
Chenzo.
Rago sauce, man. So, man, where do we start? I guess we should. Like, I'm gonna recap real quick. Oh, that's what it was. I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna be like, "You're a rapper." Like, this man Steve on the last pod that he was on, and he was talking about like him going on tour, which we'll get into a
Yeah.
little bit because he went on another tour
Yeah.
since
Mhm.
that had happened. So that was just funny. Steve was like, "You're a rapper," and I was like, "Yeah, what's your point?" He's like, "You gotta perform, dude." But like the way you delivered it was so funny.
Sometimes I just blank trying to come up with the next thought, and I'll probably do it on this podcast 5 to 10 times where I'm just kind of like, staring into space, thinking of what to say. But
Yeah, I do the same shit, dude. I was just doing it right there. I was like, what the fuck was I about to say?
yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, we won't touch on that tour too much because I talked about it in the last podcast. But since doing that podcast, I've been on tour again with Paralysis. Another tour opening up for this punk band DRI, pretty big in the the 80s and 90s. This was now it's a blur for me too because at this point this was back in March and April. It's a tour of the Midwest, so we hit places like Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Indiana, Iowa, and less name places, but still cool to see a lot of the country that, for the most part, it's like when you're going to go to Omaha, Nebraska, just to go visit Omaha, Nebraska. Odds are you're not. So you get to see all these cool little towns, and a lot of them are, you see a lot of cool like college towns and different like cultures and things like that. And like I love to travel and sightsee and stuff like that. So it's definitely cool to just travel and see the country and be able to play pretty much every night. Definitely want to do more of it. So.
What was the best show on this tour this year?
Let's see. Chicago was pretty nuts. That was a sold out show. Pretty small room, but I think the capacity is like 500. But when you have a nice packed club of a bunch of punks and metalheads, and they're all moshing and they're all getting into it, it's pretty cool. But that was a cool one. I want to say Milwaukee was sold out. Maybe that was close to like 750, 800 people, so that was pretty cool. And then with its highs also comes its lows.
Like shows you're playing for barely anyone. Or?
Well, yeah, like again, like when you're playing places like the Midwest, the population is not as dense as compared to a place like New York City or LA or somewhere like that. So it'd be funny. It's like, especially like if you're playing like on a weekend or something, and I'm just gonna give like an example. If we're playing like in, I don't know, Kansas City on a Saturday, and we're playing like a pretty nice room where like some pretty reputable acts have played, and then you go play on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and we're playing at this restaurant, which I think I told you
the story about like the
yeah
the sound guy just
we're playing at some restaurant, and
off.
I want to say it was in Indiana, and this dinky little restaurant. We have this like hippie sound guy who's like in between songs, like playing like air horns, like trying to be like a DJ or whatever. And he's playing all these sound effects, and we're going like, what the fuck is this? It's like we're playing like legit like theaters the day before, and like here we are in this restaurant. So it just goes to show it's like, and like you laugh it off, but it's important to stay humble and not let it get to your head, because you could be playing these crazy shows and a lot of people are showing up and whatever, but then the next day you're playing in a restaurant in front of 10 people, and it's like, don't let that get to you. Still give 150% every time, because it's going to show. If you're half-assing a performance, people are going to notice it, and
use it as practice, dude. And like,
yeah,
maybe those 10 people are diehard
exactly
fans.
It's a free practice, and I know that those 10, 15 people that were there, they were digging it.
Yeah,
so and at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. So but yeah, the tour for the most part, it was good. Ups and downs. We had some like van issues and gear issues and a lot of stuff we had to figure out along the way. But again, we pushed through, and looking back, it was a good time. So taking this time off now, obviously. I just moved down here. One of the members started trade school. So we're kind of focusing on different things right now, but we have a new album in the works. Songwriting is, I want to say, like 90% done. I know lyrics still have to be worked on. We still have to finish a couple things, but we're starting to look into recording sometime this winter to springtime. Hopefully have an album out maybe by summertime, and then tour again. So We'll see what happens with
Where it
that.
brings you, yeah. Be interesting.
Yeah.
Yes,
I know you have an album coming out.
I do.
If you want to plug your album.
Yes, Life is Hype coming out November 24th, Black Friday. It's pretty much done. I'm paying this artist to get some artwork done. It's looking fire.
Which I've seen the artwork. I think it's pretty cool.
Can't wait to show y'all. We're gonna have some merch to go along with it. Just really high vibes. If you've seen, just like you could just watch my episode where I go into depth with Joe Moran talking about it. But the album's definitely coming out November 24th. I got a show back home that next day on the 25th. So if y'all are in Norton or in anywhere near Massachusetts, fucking come through. It's going to be a fucking wild night, as always. And super thankful for all the dope people in my life that support me and believe in me. And, I wouldn't be able to do it without y'all, especially, like, people like Steve, dude. I remember I was high as hell one night in college, dude. This is, like, beginning of second semester. If you know me, that was a very dark time in my life. And I didn't know if I wanted to stay in college, like if I was wasting my money or like what I was like doing, like am I really going to pursue a career in music? And we were listening to the song God's Plan by Drake, and I think, right? And it was like,
you remember more than me.
What happened if I never met DeBroskis? And I looked at Steve, I looked at Christian, whoever else was in the room at the time. I was like, I'm staying. They just clicked in that moment. It's like, yo, these boys have like helped me just from a few months of knowing them, and like I'm glad I stayed. And we had precious like memories and fun ass times in those rest of those 4 years, that I wouldn't trade for the world.
No, absolutely. And it's like, see, now I'm gonna have one of those lost my train of thought. So we're gonna cut this right here. But, shit.
Talking about...
No, because you kept going and I was trying to, like, interject and then I lost my train of thought.
God's Plan, what would I do without the
No. Oh, fuck. It was about school and shit. Action. So, like... No, like, I think a lot of us, like, we all questioned and had second thoughts about, some sort of like college life crisis of like, all right, like, are we in the right place? Are we doing the right thing? Are we like hanging out with the right people? And at the end of the day, like everything comes down to choices, and like we've talked about this before, like
we wouldn't be here. We never made.
I made the choice to go to UNH instead of other schools. You made the choice to go to UNH. We both made a choice to join the LLC, the Learning Living Community, which is basically like majors would live together. So like music majors would like be in a dorm together, and criminal justice majors would live together. So we were in the music LLC. We chose to do that. We got stuck together. We chose to submit an application for the Nashville program, and we got into the Nashville program, and we stayed down here for 4 months and started down here and got cut short because of COVID. But we're like, okay, we got a little taste. We definitely want to come back at some point, and I mean, a lot of other choices along the way, but
major ones, though,
major ones, but
that impacted like the whole trajectory of our lives, dude.
But it's like every little choice and every little thing that's happened since then leads to where we are right now. And even meeting the people who I've met so far down here, meeting Matt led me to Nick, meeting you all those years ago and meeting Steve all those years ago led you to like reach out to me being like, hey, Steve's looking for a drummer. You should hit him up. And now I'm playing with Lost Soul and I have 2 shows coming up this week. So it's like, it's funny how little things kind of just work out like that, and how a choice you made 6 years ago can manifest in something that's happening right now.
And that's what gets me excited about the future, because we are making these choices to really quadruple down on what we want to do in this life that's going to pay off in another 6 years when we are fucking got our own mansions and studios and touring the world, and we're just like, dude, it's all because we fucking made the decision to go to New Haven.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other decisions as well. But, like, it's like I said in my song, Roll with the Punches with Jake and Jeff, that it's like dominoes. It's all connected.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one big decision hit another big decision, and it all led you to this point.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. And I'm super thankful that everything, even the shitty things that have happened in my life, got me here.
Yeah, everything's learning experience, you know? You gotta take all the bad shit and try to turn it into something positive.
We've talked about that a lot,
Yeah.
dude. But that's like the song Winning Streak is about that. I have a new song that I'm writing called The Alchemist, which is about that. I have a song Live and Learning, which is about that, dude, on the new album. So it's like, that's always been a problem. Like, if you learn from your mistakes, was it really a mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was bound to happen. Like, and you have to accept that it happened. You're going to have to accept that you're going to fuck up more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way you live a life that's just
Perfect.
Yeah, you're not going to fumble at some point. So you just got to accept that and just, like, roll with it. Roll with the punches. Literally. It's crazy. So, I mean, I want to rewind a little bit where it's, like, all of the shit that's happened since we graduated. So, me and you graduated in May of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came down here on a trip at the end of May, beginning of June.
Yeah, like a little vacation kind of thing.
Yeah, with like 10 other people. It was a wild
crazy
celebration trip.
week.
It's like I haven't seen our buddy Will, one of our other roommates from college. I haven't seen Will since then. I fucking miss that fucker. And then I only saw you probably like
one other time after that, I think, because we met up at Jeff's house.
No, two other times. Because you came here last summer, so that counts as one.
Two times. You're right.
And then we went to Jeff's that one time, like October of 2021.
Mm-hmm. So
it's like literally in 2 years before Steve moved down here, I only saw you twice when I'm used to seeing you all the time.
Yeah. No, it's like it's bittersweet because like I know like I'm happy for everyone and they're all doing their own things and you know they're living their lives and starting careers and whatever. But yeah, it sucks not seeing everyone that I would normally see every day. Yeah. So
and we're mad far away. So it's like
at least I got one of them.
We yeah, it's like we're not too bad, huh? But yeah, and I was like, I just lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something, and I thought of another thing. But yeah, I am glad that like my buddy Brendan said like we have each other, man. Like we're here for each other. You know, obviously we do miss like our families and our friends that we've always had around. But it's like I cherish the fuck out of any time I see those people.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
Even you, like we're both on different schedules. Like we live together, but it's like anytime we actually get to like sit down and actually have a conversation. And hang out.
No, yeah, it's nice. I mean, like we've both been grinding work wise. You know, I have like fucking 4 jobs. It feels like I'm doing deliveries here and there. I work at Ascend Amphitheater, Live Nation. I work at the Grand Ole Opry. So like I'm like
Guitar Center gig now.
Yeah, I'm gonna start working at Guitar Center. So like I'm just trying to make as much money as I can before I start gigging down here. So yeah, no, I'm busy. You're busy. So anytime we do get a chance to watch a TV show or
play Settlers of Catan, like
that was fun. Or go out for a bite to eat or a drink or something, like it's nice to do that. So
for sure, we miss the homies though.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say, so we graduated in 2021. We had that trip. We've only seen each other like twice since then. So then like you went on tour twice. In that time.
You know, I mean, there was that, which was awesome. A lot of personal stuff happened in, you know, the past 2-3 years. You know, you had COVID and everything too, which was still kind of a thing. And you were busy too. I mean, you moved like 2 or 3 times.
Well, yeah, true. Since then, I moved out of my childhood home. I moved into my grandparents for a month. I moved into my parents' new place. I moved to the old apartment in Nashville. Then I moved to here.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy. The last like couple of years have been insane when you think about it.
Yeah.
And then, so me and Kev moved down here last April, and then around the time where our lease was ending. Earlier this year, it's like, I know you wanted to move down here. You said you were serious about it. So we put you in the loop. And then eventually, like, our other roommate, Matt, who you kind of saw on the pod with Adam, but we need him on an episode. But I met him through working at my current job, and then his lease was ending at the same exact time. So like, might as well worked out perfectly. Get another person, hopefully bring rent down, and like just somehow ended up with the most insane house. And then,
this place is a fucking fever dream.
So then we moved in at the end of May. And then as of June, like this was the main spot. Like the last 2 weeks of May, I had both spots. I was going back and forth between.
You're moving things out, I'm sure.
The apartment in this place, and then middle of August, you finally came down. So we were here for a couple months without you, and then a couple months have already gone by since then. August, September, like 2 months have gone by.
Yeah, no, like it's funny because like everything was leading up for me to be down here, and it's like feels like I've been down here forever, dude. For me, like it's not a bad thing.
It still feels like you're just here, bro. Like I don't know, it feels crazy to have you.
No, I mean that's definitely crazy. It's just like for me, it's like wow, like I feel like I don't know, time's moving so fast. Like just the days are kind of.
Well, it's also 2024.
It doesn't help. Like I don't have like a consistent schedule. It's like every day. It's like, you good?
Stay fucking turned up. All right, we might have lost some of the audio there, but we should have been fine for the most part. And if not, it might have just been a little less quality on the using the camera's audio. Sorry about that, Rago. Unprofessional of me.
Technical difficulties.
That's why I just bought these before the last pod. I bought the rechargeable batteries because literally this fucking thing, PodTrack thing, eats up 2 batteries every time I use it.
Damn.
And it's like,
that's
dude,
crazy.
I have a whole bag of batteries from like all 40 fucking episodes that we used. Like, should have just fucking bought rechargeable batteries in the first place. But I mean, you to buy the thing, it's probably like what, $25, and then like if you can buy a bunch of batteries for $25. So it was like I was just using those at first, and shit like that happens. So
it happens, man.
We were talking about fucking.
I don't even know. We
were talking about. It's what's happened since college, pretty much,
I know.
And then you moving down.
You know, I was just saying how like it feels like
time's moving crazy fast.
Yeah, no, and like not having like a consistent work schedule. It's like doesn't matter if it's a Saturday or a Tuesday. It's like it just
literally just a day.
It's just
in
a
the
day.
Life and that's how I feel, because like I could be working on whatever day of the week, and whatever days I have off, I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Exactly.
But yeah. Let's see, what else can we talk about, man?
I don't know, man. See, we talk all the time, so it's like...
Yeah, like, literally, me and you could talk for hours about anything in life, and that's what we did. Like, I always bring up the example of, like, the night Juice WRLD passed away, dude. Me and you were talking till, like, the sun fucking came up, and then I fucking fell asleep and woke up to that news, and you woke up to me crying.
Like, you watching New Girl, bro?
I was watching New Girl at that time, but not at that moment.
I know.
And that's such a great bar, though. My song "Dangerous Affection," I say, remember crying reading the news about Juice WRLD. My roommate thought I was laughing watching New Girl. That's a legendary.
Because you took Mikey's bed at that point, right? Or were you still in the other room?
What? This is
was
not freshman year.
No, it's not freshman year?
No, dude. This is what? 2019. This is junior year. This is fall forest vibes. Yeah, I remember. I was in the corner.
See, man, it's a blur, man.
I was in the corner by like the mirror.
Okay, all
this is
right,
like before I even started growing my hair. This is before I even started growing my hair out, dude. Like that was that semester.
No, like I just remember being in the same room with you, and I think it woke me up because like it sounded like you were laughing. I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing at fucking 8 a.m? And
which is so crazy, though, that we literally, for all of college, shared a room, dude. Like, never had any fucking privacy in college. And now this man's got his fucking Prince Charming-ass room, fucking huge-ass room with a beautiful bathroom and a walk-in closet, dude. It's insane, though. Like, I'm grateful to have my own room. It's not as crazy as Steve's, but I had to give the man some space to play his drums.
Yeah. much thanks.
I'm just thankful for the house, dude. The house is crazy.
No, I mean we lived together, man. We practically slept together every fucking night. But Yeah, like I mean, we had good times. Like, yeah, like we lacked in privacy, but like I'll never forget like those nights of me, you, and Will, or me, you, and Chris, like staying up all night and just shooting the shit about whatever it may be. It could be
Right. I
something
mean, I kind of do
stupid
forget
or
them, honestly, but I do like remember bits and pieces.
no, I don't mean like specific conversations, but
Yeah,
just
but just
like the
being
fact
there,
that like
hanging out.
we were hanging out and talking about a TV show or music or life
Anything.
or fucking aliens or whatever it may be, you know, till 3, 4 in the morning and just living life.
What a
And
night
honestly, like, I don't know, man. It's like everything before 2020 was just like lit.
Yeah, a whole different world, dude.
Like
I miss it,
17,
dude.
18, 19, we were like, yeah, we were in school and like stressing about the essay we had to do the next morning or whatever. But like,
We didn't give a fuck, dude.
those are such like trivial issues and problems.
I would bust out those essays.
I don't know how the fuck you do
over
that.
as fuck, dude, early in the morning.
So we had different methods when it came to procrastination. Like, I'd be up till 4 in the morning, you know, writing like a sentence an hour, you know, and I'm like, I can't go to bed because I know I can't wake up early to finish this. I can't be in the mindset waking up having to finish like 4 paragraphs or whatever. So I would stay up till 4 in the morning, and I shit you not, there'd be times where like I'd just be going to bed at like 4:30, and like you'd be like getting up, your alarm would be going up, being like, I gotta go finish this essay. Let me get some stretches in and finish this before Krugman's class. I'm like, you're a fucking psycho.
If you're out there, man. Come on the pod.
But you know, my
Wild
procrastination when it
times.
came to essays, man, Jesus, I like, and I couldn't like, and always have to get up and get a snack or a piss break or let me watch an episode of a show real quick and then come back to it. Be bad, man. But
Pressure is on, dude.
like I was saying, those are such like trivial problems, you know. Like we
In
were
the world, yeah.
we were living life. We were just having a good time, going to class maybe twice a day, and then having the rest off, taking a nap at 2:00 in the afternoon, getting
Making
up,
music,
getting
hanging
food,
out.
going to the studio at 3 in the morning, like whatever. Like we just did whatever,
I
and it
miss the
was
studio at UNH.
it was
Studios
it was fun, you know. It was fun. Just I guess like we were kids, you know. We were being
Now
kids,
we're
and
adults.
now we are adults, living life, dealing with the struggles of adulthood, and figuring it all out
It's
for the
alright.
first time.
We thriving though. We're gonna just keep
Yeah, no,
getting
we're
better and doing
we're,
more.
We're
and
doing it.
Yeah, we're really doing it. We're not trying to do it. We're doing it. Like,
You know, I mean, again, like I'm sure it took a lot for you to pack up everything and move down here. It took a lot for me to do
honestly,
the same thing.
I was so fucking ready to get out of there.
But
As much as I love my friends and family
Yeah.
back home, but then at the same time, like again, like even then, we're on different schedules. Like
Yeah.
I would never even really see my friends and family back home, even when I fucking lived there. So
Yeah.
it's like,
No, I get it.
I mean, obviously more often than I do now, but like,
Even just like, you know, again, like logistically, like, you know, for me, like having to fucking find a car and having car issues before I bought the new car I have now, and just like little things like that of like the process of making sure everything was ready for me to be able to come down here. So like, you know, I'm sure we all had our sacrifices to some degree to, you know, make it down here, and
right? I mean, I spent every penny I had saved, you know, up
what I'm
until
saying.
that point.
yeah.
And it was worth it, dude. You know, it was like we're obviously meant to be here. So like, do I regret spending all that fucking bread to be here? And now, like, we talked about it. It's like, dude. And I saw some affirmation recently where it's like, the more you spend, the more you're gonna make. Like, it comes and it goes.
Yeah.
And it's just the flow of money. You can't hold on to it for too long. You can't take it to the grave with you.
No, you're absolutely right, and it's like I find myself stressing about it all the time, and I know a lot of people do as well. And it's like you said, like it comes and goes. Like if you want to get that extra
Hot chocolate or something.
coffee or whatever, like fucking get it, you know.
Right? Enjoy it because you never
Enjoy
know.
it. I know you got to pay your credit cards and your loans and all this, but it's like you
treat
can't
yourself sometimes, and you can refrain from spending.
No,
sometimes.
I'm not saying to like, you know, be an impulse buyer and buy shit you don't need all the time. But
Yeah,
like you're
for
allowed
sure.
to treat yourself, and it's like you don't have to be like a slave to the system. It's like it's okay to be able to treat yourself every now and then. I think it's important
Take
too.
some time for yourself.
Yeah.
I definitely do. I mean,
You gotta.
go crazy without it.
Yeah.
Just always constantly doing it. Like today was a good day off, but even then I still got some shit done.
Yeah.
I wrote a whole brand new song today too, actually.
It's good.
My buddy Dougie, shout out 323. He's performing at the show back home, and he was like, dude, we don't have a song together. Like, we should perform together.
Yeah.
Let's make something. So we got on FaceTime. We were talking for like only like an hour and a half, and we worked on the song, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah. No, even me today. It's like I was off today, and it's like I tried to dedicate an hour to rehearse or whatever. Like every time, like at least like 2 people are out of the house, like I try to get like some rehearsal time in. Try to be courteous to everyone living here. You know, it's hard being a drummer and
Yeah.
drums allowed.
Luckily, I've avoided it for the most part.
You
But
know.
today, Steve was like, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, so like
I
I
somehow I fucking fell asleep with these headphones.
my dad would be like, I don't know how he would do it. Like he would fall asleep. He could fall asleep during anything. But I remember like, let's say the drums are here, and then the couch is behind this wall right here, like which is literally like because like my drums moved throughout like my old house like 3 to 4 times like where it was, but before we ended up moving out of that house, they were in like it was pretty much like a spare room. So I had him down there, and then like the living room, family room, whatever you want to call it, was on like the opposite side. So like the couch was there, the drums were in here, and like I'd be playing full volume. Like I come out and he's like passed out. I'm like, I don't understand.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I'm glad you got a nice little nap today.
Thanks, dude, it was.
But
I woke
you know,
up, I was like, what happened?
But you know, I mean, I try not to play on the weekends because I know for the most part everyone's home, whatever. So like I try to figure out a practice schedule where I'm, you know, trying to be as productive as I can.
Because then,
Plus-
yeah, when you're doing it, you gotta make the most of it.
Yeah. Plus, you know, like I gotta be at work at a certain time, who's home, and this and that. So like I try to practice as much as I can and rehearse as much as I can because I have a lot of things to learn if I'm learning songs for Broadway or learning songs for Lost Soul or, you know, practicing for the songs I'll be recording for Paralysis or whatever it is. You know, it's a lot to get done in little time, so I try to allocate as much practice time as I possibly can. And like it's good to always be constantly working on your craft, and I know you do the same thing. You're always writing, and I always hear you singing in the shower, whether it's for fun or whether it's for
just like literally right before this, dude. You hear me in there?
Yeah, of course. But like it's good, you know. So you always got to keep pushing and don't feel like you're ever good enough or
Yeah, you can always improve.
You can
And
always-
it's a
you can always
never-ending
improve.
process. We always striving. That's what I said, honestly, in this new verse that I just wrote. I heard a quote, I think it's from Matthew McConaughey, where he was saying, like, you need to be more involved in life and less impressed by things. Or even, like, with women. Like, you have to be more involved and less impressed because you're probably, like, coming up with some ideal version in your head of who this woman is just because she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But are you actually, like, putting an effort into, like, making that relationship genuine?
yeah.
Where it's like, so I said something along the lines of, I mean, I'm trying to think of the exact line I wrote. I mean, I just wrote it. Fuck. Oh, it kind of goes back to like, what we were talking about, like, a little bit earlier. I don't know how many minutes ago it was, but we were talking about, like, we cherish any minute, like, we get to relax, like, and sit down and talk or whatever. I said, like, I cherish any second I get to watch a show or smoke, decompress.
Mm-hmm.
Need to be more involved, less impressed.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm saying, like, the song's called Another Beautiful Day. So it's like, it's kind of about gratitude and just, like, making the most of this life. And, you know, being thankful for another beautiful day, but, like, you're at the same time, like, you're also striving to be better. Like I said that, like, at the end of the verse, like, yeah, it's a beautiful day and a beautiful life, and I get to relax and sometimes, but I'm still know that I have work to put in.
Yeah. Absolutely, dude.
You have to be intentional with that and, you know, make an effort to be better. I mean,
You know, I mean, you gotta have discipline. You know, and it's hard. It's hard sometimes to be disciplined, and I struggle with it, and I'm sure
there's
we
different
all do.
areas too.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, obviously, like for drums, for example, it's like, there's sometimes there's certain things I should be working on, but like I neglect because it's more challenging, or whatever. And sometimes you need to dive first into the harder things and things you need to improve on, even
that's
though
really
they're
what
a little
discipline
more
is.
difficult.
Even when it comes to like working out, like taking care of your body, or
which is something I need to get
right.
into.
We both do.
But yeah, so like it's really important to keep working at your craft in whatever regard it is, because there's no end to how much you can improve, because there's always going to be someone better than you.
Yeah, but
it's important to not compare yourself to everyone, and you can easily fall into that trap when you're on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you see all these talented people and whatever they may be doing, but at the same time, you don't know their personal journey and how it took them to get there. And at the same time, it's like, how many takes did it take for them to get that perfect take, or how many tries to get that perfect trick shot or whatever, Could take 1,000 takes before they get that perfect video, that perfect whatever it is. So you got to take this stuff with like a grain of salt.
And a thing I think about a lot is like experience and like a foundation, where like you have a very, very solid foundation because you've been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I am starting to have a really solid foundation because now it's like half a decade that I've really been taking it seriously. So like I can help other artists, or just share my experiences and then still move forward from that. Like, yeah, I do have like a lot of experience, and I would consider myself a great artist out here, but it can always be better. And that's what gets me excited for the future, because if I think the shit that I'm making now is good, then fucking the shit that I'm making soon, or
and it's funny because like there's songs I've worked on, recorded on, wrote, whatever, years ago, and it's like you listen back to them, it's like, wow, it's like I thought that was that good, and kind of sucks, but like it's good to see the journey, songs that I was playing when I was 12 compared to what I'm doing now. It's like it's night and day, and you're gonna continue to see that growth.
Sure.
You'll look back, and I'm sure you do it now with like the songs you've written your freshman year of college. It's like, wow, it's like, to you it's like, oh, these songs suck, like they could be so much better. And obviously, like, I know you have some people who really love those first couple songs, I mean, I love Night Rider and still think it's one of your best. But I get that. It's like, oh, like I'm better than that. I'm so far past where I was when I was 17, 18 years old, so yeah.
It's crazy, man. I want you to talk more about like how you got started with drumming and your like early experiences with it and leading to where you are now.
Yeah, so I mean, we can go all the way back, and I might
bring it all the way back. You were telling me about it. I know more about it, obviously, but the audience doesn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I might have touched on this
your first drum set,
that first podcast. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to go that deep, we can. Basically, out of the womb, there was music in the house. My parents never played. They just weren't in, I guess, households that kind of like approved, playing music. Like that wasn't something you did in a traditional Italian family. That was kind of frowned upon. Back then, my mom was like, or my grandparents were like, you can't play drums, you're a girl, like, and that's just how things were, unfortunately, back then. And like, she wishes, like, she played music and did all that stuff, but she not pushed it, but like, she tried to get me to go into that direction. And same with my dad, like he always loved music. So whether it was
he put you on to a lot of stuff too.
Oh yeah, I mean, growing up, whether it was Pink or Nickelback or AC/DC or Rush or Kids Bop or whatever it was, there was always music, and I always kind of gravitated towards that. And like when you're a kid, parents try to push you into things to kind of see what you might like, when you grow up. And I did soccer, baseball, basketball, and I'm the least athletic person you'll ever fucking meet in your entire life.
That, but
I trip on air, like I'm just a clumsy dude. And I never liked sports. I never got into sports, and I think that's why I hate sports, just because like I just had a pretty shitty experience growing up playing sports. Like I got picked on the baseball field. Like I wasn't good, but I think early on they kind of realized like, all right, sports isn't his thing. Let's try music, and it was kind of an easy transition because again, like I was always surrounded by it. I always liked music, so we tried drums first, and it stuck.
And you weren't even really that interested in it, though. I feel like you said that earlier.
Well, we talked, and I mean, when you're 7 years old, you want to be playing with Legos and toys, and
I think that's almost 20 years now, though, dude.
No, it is kind of a mind fuck to think about it, but yeah, as like, a kid, and I mean like 3-4 years old, they had I guess if you really want to call it the first kit, it was like one of those like toy American Idol kits you would get from like Toys R Us.
I don't know if I count that as first
so
kit,
like,
but I'd say like...
But you know what I'm talking about? It's like those two drums, the cymbal in the middle and like the bass drum. So like it was one of those toy drum kits, and and it's a vivid memory. I have this video somewhere, but it's me like playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
We gotta get it, dude.
I don't have it here, but it's somewhere. It's
put it in, throw it up there.
It could be on my dad's Facebook. I might have to go dig that up. But back to what you were saying before. I started off with lessons before I actually got a drum kit. I was 7 years old, and I'll never forget my first drum lesson. It was with this guy named Tommy, and he was just like this cool dude. I remember he had like a leather jacket, these like these sunglasses, and like I'm like the 7-year-old kid looking up to this like what appeared to be like this massive dude. And I was just like in awe, like this is like a rock star. Like I want to be like that guy. And I remember my first lesson, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I kept going to this guy, and I want to say I was practicing on like pots and pans. I didn't have a drum kit yet. And then maybe 2 or 3 months into that, my parents surprised me with a kit. And I remember they came, and they're like, we got a surprise for you. We got like a gift for you. And again, like I was saying, like as a kid, like you want like toys and video games and stuff like that, and I got a drum set, and at first I was like, oh, like that's cool. But I really want to say it wasn't too long after where I was into it and I was practicing every day, and it got to a point where they had to tell me to stop because like I'd
going crazy
playing for 3-4 hours a day. And then when I was maybe 10-ish, I started joining like music programs and stuff like that, and they put you in like bands, and you learn songs, and you play on stage or whatever. So that was kind of my first experience, playing with people, and then people I met doing those like music programs and things. I started forming like my own bands and stuff like that, and that's where I really I guess cut my teeth, and learning how to write a song, and how to record, and how to present yourself when you're playing live. And like you said, like being 12 years old, like that's a long time ago now. At this point, that's 11 years ago I've been doing this, and kind of looking back now, it is kind of like a mind fuck, because it's at this point, it's like all I know. It's like that's what I've been doing for so long, and I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
You're gonna be successful with it, dude. You already are. It's just it's about enjoying the journey and getting to where you're meant to be, and you already are. So I think.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
How'd you get so handsome, dude? Let us know.
Ain't that good looking. Hair's growing out. I don't know what the fuck I want to do with it. So.
I know, we switched. My hair, so I met Steve. He had longer hair than me. I had the buzz cut. Then I grew my hair, and he cut his hair.
I did, pretty short.
And then we both had long hair, but mine was longer. And then I chopped
now
mine up. And he's got long hair.
Growing out again, and we'll see what happens.
So I don't know if we touched upon it in the last pod, but like just go into detail, not a little bit of like your influences and like some of your favorite artists.
I have a lot. I mean, and
biggest name.
You know, it'll change depending on, you know, the day you ask. If we're talking about like, you know, the reason why I play drums, or like, you know, some of the biggest, you know, bands I looked up to, you know, growing up as a kid, it was Rush, you know, Neil Peart's drumming, and any drummer knows that, you know, he's the greatest of all time. So Rush, AC/DC growing up, Foo Fighters was huge growing up, you know, and they had so many documentaries and docuseries and things that just kind of furthered my love for music, and, you know, kind of solidifying that, like, this is what I want to do. Just, like, looking up to all these people who have been doing it for so long. More recent artists, you know, I'm loving Turnstile. See, like, there's so, like, I could go on my Spotify now and, you know.
Good Tiger.
You know, Good Tiger's great. They haven't put anything out in, I think, at this point, maybe 3-4 years at this point.
Since that last album?
Yeah, that was the last time they put someone out. Yeah, dude, no, there's a lot of bands, man. A lot of heavy, crazy shit. You like that guy Greg Puciato. You like that song Temporary Object.
Yeah,
he's pretty cool. He's killing it because he's in like 10.
Temporary.
He's in like 10 bands. Dillinger's awesome. Better Lovers is awesome. Killer Be Killed is awesome, and he's in all those projects. But yeah, no, dude, I try to listen to so much shit, and like it's like you're putting me on the spot now.
You just named a good amount, dude.
But there you go.
Stop whenever you fucking want.
Yeah, so that's a couple right there. But yeah. Always listening to different shit.
I think you already touched upon like your goals for the future. You really kind of just said like just recording, performing, traveling.
Yeah, no, I mean that's really the end goal, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, like I know how hard it is to do this, you know, as a full-time thing and make a living off of it, you know. There he is,
Matty Ice. The jingling of the keys, Matty Ice
with the 5 points pizza. Oh, bro,
come hop on the pod, say what's up.
Crashing the party.
Hi.
Let's go. Fuck yeah. Catan in a little bit.
Catan, bro, what? Yeah, we're literally about to wrap.
We're gonna wrap it up, but action. Goals. Yeah, no.
We're keeping it all, dude. When you were blanking earlier and you were like, oh, don't. Yeah, we're keeping on that.
Thanks. You know, I mean, I know how hard it is to make a living doing music, but if I can do anything, you know, music related in the industry, you know, I'll be happy. But you know, I mean, if I can land this Broadway thing and make some decent money for now, I'll be happy. If I want to get back on the road again soon, again, Paralysis of recording an album soon. So I have some things to look forward to, and hopefully, you know, from the people I meet down here, more opportunities will come, and I'll join more bands and play with more people, and
More albums, more shit.
you never know what'll come from the people you meet. So just got to keep grinding, keep networking, keep talking to people.
Our friendship's an example of that, dude. You'll never know.
And we just keep going up from there.
Moving and grooving, yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's a pleasure to have you back on.
thank you, Chenzo. It was a pleasure.
My brother.
Well, thank you for having me. I
of
should
course,
say.
dude.
And
You know,
I'm always upstairs if you ever need me on again. So
Yeah, it only took 2 months to get you on. I
Yeah.
still haven't got Matt on.
Heyo.
But I have, but he needs his own episode as well. But yeah, it's crazy. 42 episodes in. We're getting close to the 2-year anniversary of the podcast.
Gotta get
I
Kyle
know
back on for that.
Oh, K-Shay?
Fuck
I
yeah.
know we do. I want him back, but that's doubtful. Maybe for the 3rd anniversary. Let's see. Big things coming, though. We're excited, and it's just awesome to be here with my brother in Christ.
Absolutely, dude.
Having him back is awesome, and yeah, I'm just glad we're chilling and making moves to do what we really want, and we are clearly passionate about that, and we're already successful. We got so much coming our way, so much coming for y'all to enjoy as well. I appreciate everyone that's been showing interest and coming on the podcast. I've been slacking. It's been a couple weeks, but I'm going to start kicking into high gear, and I'm going to have a bunch of y'all on, a bunch of cool people I've been meeting in the city here. So you're going to be meeting some new faces on the podcast, and then hopefully some, familiar ones too. I got some ideas and excuse me, some fucking, I just can't wait to have more positive conversations and just keep moving forward, and that's all you can do.
Just gotta keep grinding, man.
So that was like when me and Rago were both off today, and I was like, dude, we gotta get the podcast in. Like, it's just
We made it happen.
it's time. I need the content, bro. I'm trying to put it out. I'm trying to show love to you. I'm trying to
Appreciate it, dude.
help you out in any way I can, dude. Like, I helped you out, get in with Steve DeRose there.
Vice versa, man.
I don't know when
We
this
gotta
episode
help
will
each other
come out, but if it does come out before Saturday, come through to Lost Souls show.
Yeah, you got a DM for the address, so just look up Lost Soul on Instagram if anything. If not, I'm sure there'll be another show. So
Soon, yes sir. So we're making big moves out here.
Yep.
This is episode 42 of the Endless Enjoyment Podcast. I'm here with Stephen Tyler Rago.
Peace out.
Enjoy, y'all. Thank you. Enjoy. Thank you. Enjoy.